There's so many aspects to being CEO that are enjoyable. Of course, in the context of Exxel, the therapeutic we're developing has the potential to help a lot of people. So that of course is a big motivator.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for Virtual Investor On Demand Summer Spotlight What's Your Story series. My name is Janine Thomas. I am CEO of JTCIR, and today we are here with Soren Mogelsvang. He is President and Chief Executive Officer of Exxel Pharma. Welcome, Soren.
Thank you.
So we're going to have Soren take us through his story of how and why he is CEO of Exxel today. And before I turn it over to Soren, I'd like to remind you that the company will be making forward-looking statements, and I encourage everyone to view the company's website at excelpharma.com for the latest information. And we are focusing on getting to know the CEO better, so I do encourage you to visit the website to learn more about Exxel Pharma. All right, Soren, so I'm going to pass it to you. We want to hear your story. If you can tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey to CEO.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. I I'd like to. I often think of myself as an accidental CEO. I don't think that when I was younger I thought I was going to be a CEO. I had many other plans, and it just so happened. And early early in my career, I didn't even think I was going to be a researcher. And as you may recall, I have a PhD now in cell biology, and I did research at academic research for almost a decade. So that is a big part of who I am. But I stumbled on that. I was offered to volunteer in a laboratory and immediately fell in love and knew this is what I'm going to do. And that led to a PhD. And somehow while in academia, I migrated over to the corporate world and really enjoyed that. And I think all along I was lucky to work with a bunch of really good people and have some good mentors, and that makes all the difference and might give you the confidence to do things that you might otherwise not have done. So I think in early 2011, I co-founded my first company called Serpent Pharma with a close colleague and mentor, and it was a great experience. And, yeah, I would never have predicted that if you'd gone 10 years earlier, but that's just how it came to be, and it's a great experience. And I think to this day, what makes the journey exciting and I was gonna say bearable, but makes it less daunting is surrounding myself with a bunch of good people that have lots of experience in areas where I don't.
So I have to ask because you kind of hinted at it. You mentioned that you didn't think you were going to be CEO and you had other plans in mind, years ago. What were those plans?
It depends on how far back we go. I mean, obviously, there was the policemen and the firemen and all of that, but my grandparents were farmers in Denmark, and I loved everything to do with the farm. And I thought for a long time I was going to be a farmer. So I went to the Royal Veterinary and Agricultural University, it was called back then, in Copenhagen. And I was an exchange student in France, and a French professor approached me one day out of curiosity and asked if I wanted to work with him in the lab. And it went from sort of more agricultural and politics focus to laboratory focus overnight. And I realized if I want to do this, I need a PhD. And once you get started, it's really easy to get sucked in. Well, for me, it was very easy to get sucked into that world. But yeah, so that's very different from farming or anything to do with plant biology or plant biotechnology, which is my first degree.
Great. So you talked about the research part. So was there just a definitive moment that shaped your career focus or even passion?
That's a really good question. I don't think there's one. I think it was a series of events, and I just in looking back, I feel like I've been very fortunate and often being at the right place at the right time, and maybe stumbled across. It feels like I stumbled. Maybe it wasn't that way, but I happened upon either an opportunity or good people that came together and led to the next step. I don't. This has happened multiple times, and I just feel really lucky to have been in those situations.
So as you think about being CEO of Excel Pharma, so what motivates you every day? What gets you up in the morning excited to move the Excel Pharma forward?
That's we could talk for a long time about that. There's so many aspects to being CEO that are enjoyable. Of course, in the context of Excel, the therapeutic we're developing has the potential to help a lot of people. So that of course is a big motivator. The This of course goes hand in hand with a nice upside for our shareholders, which I take very serious. So I think in terms of Excel, two of the big motivators is the drive to help people and also to create value for the people that have trusted us with their investments over the years. And hopefully we'll see a liquidity event sometime in the future. Of course, being CEO is also in a small company means that you get to pick to a large extent the team you work with and the people you surround yourself by. And I really enjoy that because having worked in mid-sized organizations, you don't get to pick everybody around you. And obviously, there are people you get along with great, and there are some that don't see the world the way you do. And not to say that that's they're right or wrong, but being CEO, we have put together a really nice team, and I very much enjoy the people we work with.
Excellent. Okay, so I know I've known you now a couple of years, and you surprised me with saying that you wanted to be a farmer. I never knew that about you, so I love this conversation already. But as you think about the people viewing and our audience, what do you think would surprise our audience if they knew that about something about you?
There are so many talented people out there with a multitude of skills and passions, and I don't know that there's anything in my particular background that would be tremendously surprising. Um, I did crew for a number of years, and I was a coach in crew, which takes you up really early in the morning. So it's that ended early in my that passion sort of came to a halt or a pause early in my marriage because you really get on the water at 5 a.m. when it's calm. I'm into woodworking and I'm a mogul skier. I do, and it's all the typical things you do. I live in Colorado and we have great outdoor opportunities, so I partake in all of those. And it's one of the reasons why I came here 25 years ago and guess never left.
Well, we appreciate you sharing that, Soren. Okay, so now to the last question. As you reflect on your journey to this point, how do you think your story and leadership positions Excel to create stakeholder value?
Can't give away the magic, but I have I bring a really broad experience from research to business development, different industries, and I think that helps. But I think the most important thing I learned is that no one person knows everything, and we're only as good as our team. So really seeking out those team members that contribute to the company and to wherever we're trying to go is critically important, and that's uh, one of the things I bring. I am overeducated. I like to joke, but I also am very aware of my own limitations. So I don't think it's so much about me as it's is about putting together the right players to accomplish what it is you want to do, which is develop a new therapeutic for refractory chronic cough and help our shareholders with some value creation.
Great. Well, you certainly are a great leader, and we see that you've put together an exceptional team, Soren, and certainly exciting times ahead for Excel Pharma. I'd like to thank you for sharing your story with our audience, and I'd also like to thank our listeners for tuning in. And if you're interested to learn more about Excel Pharma, you can visit the company's website at excelpharma.com for more information. You can go to their website to sign up to receive their alerts, as well as follow their social channels to stay current on the latest information. And if you'd like to hear more of our Summer Spotlight What's Your Story webcast, we encourage you to visit our website at virtualinvestorco.com. Thanks again for joining, and I wish everyone a great rest of your day.